Hello everyone, in this episode I want to talk about cheap airbrushing equipment for complete beginners. I will cover best cheap options and will talk about mistakes that are made by modelers while getting airbrushing equipment on tight budget. So airbrushes you see right now should be a most reasonable choice for you. So these airbrushes are very common models produced in Chinese factories. They have no brand name or any of the engraved labels. This one probably is the most popular of those two, and it's a model BT180. Strongest side of this airbrush is that smooth color cup. Another popular option is BT470. You should never pay more than $15 for any of mentioned airbrushes. So I assume you know the difference between dual action and single action airbrushes, and we will proceed to the other options. For complete airbrushing setup, obviously you need air source. There is those small compressors with few buttons, and you should never get one of these. It will never deliver nice airflow, it overheats very fast, makes lots of noise, and rattles on the table. It is usually packed with lots of accessories, but you should never pick one. It is good for short makeup sessions and cake decorations. If you are thinking about airbrush kit with compressed air can, it is not any good either. Those cans usually leak air and has low pressure. Air can gonna be empty before you learn how to use your airbrush. So this one looks reasonable, right? Actually not. This one is close to the good compressor for model making, but it lacks one important part: moisture trap and pressure controls. This one is very common, but still good compressor for model making. This one should cost about $60. It is strong enough for operation with bottom feed airbrushes. However, for military modeling, I recommend choosing traditional gravity feed. For best airbrushing experience while using this particular compressor, it is recommended to get clear air hose and moisture trap on the other end. This way you will be sure that no moisture will travel to your air channel. If you get version with attached air tank, you will be able to work for prolonged periods of time, simply because compressor will not heat up so much. Working on few projects at same time gonna be much faster. You are now looking at my current setup, and it should be about $80. So in future you're gonna be able to upgrade this setup with a better airbrush, probably the branded one. In worst case, you're gonna be able to sell it, unlike those kits with air cans or cheap compressors for nail arts. So if you have much bigger budget, there is very easy to make mistake as well. I not recommend getting airbrushing gear from modeling manufacturers. For example, Tamiya's spray work compressor is not so good decision. It is expensive, very noisy, and has low pressure. It's basically bigger version of this one. And company Revell has equally bad product on their side. Be careful when choosing your equipment, make your research, pay attention when betting on eBay, and take care